and welcome to Americans Learn. Today, oh right, I'm Lauren. Hi, if you haven't been here before. Today I'm watching a Z Frank video. I really like these. I like all these animal videos that I get to watch. I find them fun. So today, we're talking about rays, the floppy sombreros of the sea. Fun. Anyway, I think so. And if you don't agree with me, you're wrong. I don't make the rules. I don't. It's just facts. So let's go.
By NordVPN. If there was one thing to notice about a stingray, it would perhaps be that they have an excess of horizontality in comparison to their heightedness. That is to say, they're in possession of a certain flatulence. Jerry, that's not what that means.
Nope.
You just mean they're flat, right? Okay, they're flat. This body plan evolved from one that was shark-like. The pair of pectoral fins that hang off the sides of a shark expanded outward and up around the head, a bit like if
I'm already learning something brand new and special. That's really, really cool. Ooh, from sharks? Love that.
you said stick 'em up. As these fins grew, they became much more complex, evolving into a skirt of what looked like long, many-jointed fingers. A covering of connective tissue and sheets of muscle create a strong but flexible structure, and this opened up some new possibilities for movement. In the shark, muscles in the trunk move the tail back and forth horizontally, and the pectoral fins are just used for stabilization. In stingrays, most of the trunk has disappeared, but those pectoral fins have the ability to move in wave-like patterns, and that movement pushes.
I wonder if like stingrays are if they gave like inspiration to like magic carpets and stuff, like the way the magic carpet in Aladdin, the 1992 movie, moves. It does kind of give stingray vibes. Yes? Am I crazy? No, I'm not. I'm just correct. Again, we've established this at the beginning.
Against the water in a way that creates thrust and lift. Now, some members of the ray family, like the guitarfish, sort of went halvesies.
The guitarfish?
But the stingrays, they were all in, because this new body plan also gave them the ability to hide. And many stingrays are very good at hiding. Well, pretty good at hiding. Sort of left some bits out there, didn't they? But I get it. I mean, when I do dishes, I give up right around the silverware. Still an A for effort. Stingrays can bury themselves.
That's what dishwashers are for, silverware. I often forget that I have a dishwasher, not going to lie. I don't always use it. And by don't always, I mean almost never.
Quite quickly. And that's because they know how to swirl the water just right, causing the sand to be distributed evenly over them. All right, minus the tail. Sure, on occasion you'll find one that sucks at it, disguised more like a floppy sombrero of the sea. But hiding...
It's like if it looks like if you got a little bit of mud on your rug or something.
But hiding is not their only defense. The top part of stingrays can often look a bit bumpy, and that's because they're bedazzled with these little nubbins called dermal denticles. They're made from enamel and dentin, so they're essentially body teeth.
That's interesting. I've only ever pet like a couple of stingrays on the top, and I don't know if they had those. I remember them being smoother.
Sometimes they look like little fangs. They can get quite spiky.
Ooh, that's cool.
Some degree of protection there. But come on, for some of the larger predators, they're essentially like croutons in a salad. Just provides a little extra crunch. So over time, a little patch of these denticles on the tail evolved into something a bit more substantial. I mean, at rest like this, it looks about as dangerous as an extra pinky.
But we know somebody special who would tell us different.
Underneath that layer of skin, you got one of these. Looks like an arrowhead with a stutter. Whatever it looks like, it's got some...
Or like I don't know, I feel like I'd see something like that in like Warhammer or something.
Bad intentions. They keep growing and are replaced if they shed or break off. And these grooves here are lined with cells that create venom. So it's not like a needle, more like a shiv soaked in toxins. If an ocean robot happens to step on them, ocean robots, they raise their tail up. The back part of the tail is a bit more floppy, so just raising the tail exposes the stinger. From there, they can strike upwards or slash from side to side. When they make contact, the skin on that stinger tears. And then you got serrated edges and leaky venom and things break off. It's a mess.
Oh, that's so much worse than I thought. Oh, that's so much worse than I thought.
Like overkill, but that's what you got to do when you're shaped like a cookie. You play hide-and-go-seek to the death for 300 million years, of course you're going to make some modifications. For example, the eyes, they went to the top, 2 little periscopes for that sand submarine, look a little like a drunk smiley face on a hoodie. And then right behind the eyes, you got the creepy holes. The science hippies call them spiracles, whatever. What they are is sort of like an internal snorkel, so they can pull in water from the top and get it to their gills, which are on the bottom, along with the rest of their face parts. Might seem like a design flaw to have your mouth pressed into the sea bottom like that. But here's the thing, stingrays love to feed on bottoms. Shush. And when they do it, it can look a bit like mining for spice on Arrakis. Nerd. What they're doing is searching for...
Is he giving his little commentary about Jerry's script? Jerry's script? I have not seen Dune. I've read the book. I've read one of the books. I've read the first one. And that is all of the... Oh, you know what? I think I did. I watched the old movie. That is where my Dune experience begins and ends. Read the first book, watched the old movie, have nothing to do with Timothée Chalamet.
For worms and crustaceans and things like that, and then power washing them out of their habitats. And look at that, they can get all Cookie Monster with that shit. Now, to find the food, they can't use their eyes, what with their being on the top and all, but they can use their sense of smell and their ampullae of Lorenzini. Those little dots there are specialized organs that can detect electrical fields.
That sounds like a thing like a component in a spell, you know? We have to find the ampullae of Lorenzini in order to defeat the dark evil.
Here, you can see one reacting to an electrical field in that bottom circle. Surprise, nothing's there. Disappointing, like finding a bottle cap with your metal detector. Now, once they've blasted whatever they're after out of their little sandy hidey holes, they gotta get that food up into their tum-tums. As you can imagine, there's quite a bit of sucking involved.
Okay, so maybe Jordan Peele used some of this for Nope as well? Did I know that? I've seen Nope. I feel like I've watched a Roanoke gaming video about it. I wonder if that was part of it.
Look at this one. It makes a little tent over the area, so none of the good stuff gets away. But no matter what your technique, you're getting a bunch of sand coming in the front door. They can blow some of it out the gills, but let's just say that stingray feces can get a bit gritty. Now, if they have to hold on to something or crack it open, stingrays have a fabulous waterfall of teeth. They grow in from the back and sort of cascade over that.
Whoa!
In most species, the teeth are fairly smooth, designed for crushing. Except during mating season, when the male's teeth get all pointy. Not really for eating, it's more like a fetish thing, you'll see. But some of the
I don't want to see, no.
are eating whole crabs. But their jaws are designed more like a nutcracker, just kind of open and close. Bust open a section and suck out what you can, and spit it out and repeat. It's like a very poorly executed alien abduction.
Oh, yikes. I do like eating crab, though. I'm from Baltimore. I grew up eating crab. Like every summer, it was a whole big thing, and I do. Like that's one of the things I miss the most about the East Coast is the easy access to fresh seafood. It was not crazy expensive. Like here, good fresh seafood, like prepared in a way that is edible, it can get kind of pricey because, everything has to be flown in and it's frozen, and like then you have to get someone who knows what they're doing, and it can be a lot. There, it doesn't have to be. Especially if you're just doing like just a crab bake or something, a crab broil. Like, crab cakes can get a little bit more, but like still, even that. Like I used to work at this place where it's like we would have crab cakes, and they were like jumbo lump crab cakes, proper crab cakes, not just full of bread. There was a tiny, tiny bit of bread, but like, oh my God, places here. When we get, if you order a crab cake somewhere, it's almost all bread. I'm like, this is not. It's like vaguely crab flavored bread, which is like, no, that's not what I paid $40 for. Are you crazy? Back home, I can get like a proper giant jumbo crab cake for like $20. Like, come on, 25. It's been a little bit since I've bought one on my own, but still.
If you use the internets, which I know you do, you should have a VPN.
I do not use the internet ever.
It's tracking what you do and what you look at, which is happening if you don't.
You don't know me.
Two, when you travel to other countries, they can't block your fave platforms and contents because for all they know, you're still at home. And you know what? Prices for things like car rentals are sometimes set differently in different countries. And a VPN lets you browse in those countries and find some deals. But VPNs aren't all the same. NordVPN is not only the fastest, but comes with a host of features dedicated to keeping you safe online.
I'm so good at makeup.
Emails or texts pretending to be your bank or whatnot. NordVPN's threat protection can recognize many of those deceptive links before you start chatting with a scammer. Ever wonder if one of your less than awesome passwords got figured out? Dark Web Monitor lets you know if they're getting passed around up on that dark web. NordVPN is worth it.
I hope
Go
not.
to nordvpn.com/ZayFrank. You can click on the link in the description. Get a NordVPN 2-year plan and you'll get 4 additional months. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Do it today. Go to nordvpn.com/ZayFrank and sign up for a great service. And while you're doing it, you'll support this show. Where were we? Oh, right.
I should get a VPN of some kind. I keep meaning to. And then like all the people are like, oh, the delete me or the aura or whatever. Like all of these things that are supposed to like get your information off. I still don't know if I trust it. Anyway.
So that's the basics of stingray eating. But of course, you're going to have some overachievers. Like this freshwater stingray here. It even looks a bit...
Oh, yum, 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 yum,
showing
yum.
off
Look
at
at
this
him.
point. This
Look
one
at
eats
him.
insects.
Oh.
But you'll notice that there isn't as much spitting and sucking as that crab tornado we just saw. And that's because they've evolved jaws that can chew a bit like we do, with a back and forth shearing motion. Looks like someone mumbling with a cigar in their mouth. Well, looks like we're going to have to do this the hard way.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, swallowed it. But there's some rays that don't give a shit about what their mouth parts can or can't do. They're
Good for
gonna do
them.
whatever the hell they want. Wedgefish, for example, have these pebble-shaped teeth. Perfect for crushing up little things like snails or clams. But when science hippies took scans of their jaws, you know what they found? Friggin' stingray spines. And not just one "oh, you learned your lesson" kind of thing, a whole crapload of them. They're eating stingrays and they're into it. It looks like they're smuggling shivs at the wrong end. Electric rays have a bit of that "I'm gonna do things my way" attitude as well. Look at this one using its back fins to just walk away. Slowly. I mean, if this was charades, the clue would be "try me, motherfucker." Because electric rays have evolved these 2 organs on either side of their face. And those are filled with these modified muscle cells, which are stacked in thin layers to form what is essentially a battery. And when they turn that on, they can concentrate the charge on their prey by cupping their pectoral fins. Want to hear what that sounds like?
Yes.
Sounds like a wet one. In terms of what it does to the fish, well, you can see what happens. Mummy, one of the fish is sleeping. And look at the ray caught in the act. No, when I got here, the fish was like that. No, I was trying to save him. Defib. Stat. And they've got another party trick. Look at that. They can extend their whole mouth in case they zapped something in a crevice. And I'm no expert, but I'm just saying, I think that stingray just yawned. Now, the cow-nose ray doesn't have an
look like that.
extendable jaw, but it clearly wanted one or something like it. There, you see it? That thing flapping around on the front? Never seen a cow nose do that, I'll tell you what. Those are called cephalic lobes. Wait, stop. Look how cute it is.
It is
It
cute.
looks like a little frog. But
Aw,
remember,
it does
the
look
mouth
like a
is
little
down
froggy.
here. These are those lobes. What happened was, in some rays, the front part of their pectoral fins started to split off and do their own thing. In the cow nose, you can see how those bits have separated and basically formed new fins in the front of the face, which can move independently from the pectoral fins. And they can use them to manipulate some of the food they like to eat, like oysters.
Oh, that's cool. It's kind of like birds with the little thumb that they have, the aola or whatever. What's it called? The A something. They have a little thumb, like the bird, like bird wings have a little thumb, and they can sometimes use it to like grab stuff. What's it called? I don't remember. It's called something.
Oysters. I mean, that one straight up stole one from his buddy.
Loser.
Those lobes can help position the oyster closer to the mouth and sort of form a dome around it to help with the suction. Some rays, like mantas, kept going with this concept, and they have
Alula. I think it's called the alula. Yes, I think so. I got really excited about that, only to be just like, wait a minute, no. I think it's the alula.
huge cephalic lobes. Now, mantas had enough of this feeding on bottoms business, and instead, over time, they became filter feeders. And those cephalic lobes help funnel
So
plankton and
wide
small
open and
fish into that
terrifying.
gaping mouth hole. And their gills have these special structures that keeps the food in and lets the water pass on through. But you swim around with your mouth open like that, you're going to swallow a whole bunch of crap. So they have
Yes,
to really
indeed.
clean things out once in a while by everting their anus so it's inside outsies. You can call it a suna. Get it? Kill me. Instead of waving the
Yuck.
edges of their skirt around like stingrays, mantas move with a more flappy motion like a bird. Their pectoral fins are reinforced and sturdier, and they got a whole bunch of muscle. I mean,
He's so much bigger than I thought he was going to be, honestly. I am going to look up that alula thing. Alula. Bird. Yeah, alula. It's a little thumb. I was right. I remember bird stuff.
you try strapping a couple cafeteria trays to your arms and flapping around like that.
No.
These ones got to keep moving. You ever see how small a plankton is? I mean, the serving size must be in the millions. So if they find a big cloud of plankton, they'll do this. A bunch of backwards somersaults instead of plowing through it and then having to turn around.
That makes sense.
But when you get a whole bunch of mantas together, they can get creative. In what's called cyclone feeding, they swim in a circle and create currents which pulls food into the middle. Now when mating season comes around, things can get a little exciting. This male eagle ray came in a little hot. The civilized way to do it is to sort of queue up behind the female, like these mantas here. You swim around like that for a while. I'm sure it's dull, but if you get picked, then all of a sudden you're rubbing up on each other and flirting and biting. Apparently there's a good amount of biting. You got to hold on to something to get the parts lined up. But when you do, the business part of it takes about 20 seconds. There, you just saw it. For mantas and eagle rays like this one, it takes about 12 months before you pop out a little belly like this one, all rolled up.
It's like 12 months of just sex. No, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And then I was immediately correct about how I was wrong.
Like a burrito. No, Jerry, I don't want to show that clip. Fine, go ahead, but it's a double standard. Oh, really? It's cute? All right, I'll get naked on a window and squeak my junk around on some glass. See if that goes viral on Instagram. You know what? I'll paint a face on it, too. I got nostrils that look like eyes. I can make my belly button look like something. It's bullshit. What do you mean, which part's the junk? No, not the leg things. Those are
it's trying so hard.
Two tiny little things all the way in the back. Yeah, they're sperm tubes. No, that's what I'm saying, Jerry. It's a double standard. What? No, I don't have two of them. Jerry.
So you say. So you say, Zay Frank. We're gonna watch his... all of his little credits, citations. I came up with a word eventually. It's fine, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning about stingrays. I really did. I enjoyed that more than I thought I was, and I knew I was going to enjoy it. So there's that. I really didn't know basically anything about stingrays, apparently. I mean, I knew that the nostrils and the mouth were both on the bottom. I knew that. And that's about all I knew. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.